Well, good morning. Happy Easter Monday. Still snowing. We've got 3 inches. Heavy, sticky stuff. We are going to start putting this 40 crawler undercarriage back together. So here is our new frame assembly. You can tell by the roller marks on the bottom, it was installed on something at one point. I don't know if somebody twisted up some rollers or what they did. There is a little roller mark, actually right here from the bottom side. So it's not 100% new, but I mean there's no wear on anything to worry about. Compared to having to rebuild that other one, this is a great project. One problem we do have is that I don't know where along the line they changed things, but that's way too big for our adjuster rod. So I'm debating yet if I'm going to put a plate on each side with a hole through it. I'm probably thinking I'm going to cut the center out of the tab of the other one. Clean everything up. Weld that piece in here from both sides. Cut it even a little bit smaller. And I don't want to start cutting into this. That's there's some of the factory welds on some of these things are not all that great, but it looks to me like few things have been added onto in a few places. But so we're gonna get our old frame, I think, and cut the centers out of it and weld them in there. That ought to work. And then we're gonna run taps in all our holes, mounting there, and a roller to mount the rollers to mount it to the frame. We're going to tap everything out and clean it up. Rollers we have, like I said, I've got a few. I got 8. One of them has got a crack in the middle. It could be welded, but I'll weld that for this. It's not a big problem. But we got 4 good ones here. This is a sealed bearing, brand new. I think I'm gonna put that one on the front. It's pretty, and these other ones, I mean, the wear is not bad at all. For the hours we put on this, that'll last us a good long time. So we'll get some things straightened out. We'll bring you back and we'll see where we're going. Well, we're going to sandwich it like that. I started looking at welding things and cutting that center out. Things are not bigger, smaller. So we made ourselves these spacers. 1/2-inch material, but we got another problem here. This side frame, 3/4 10. Okay, I got 3/4 10 bolts laying around. Our old clamps our 5/8. So we got a problem. These are cast. I drilled this one out to 3/4, but the problem is the space center to center is 4 1/4 on the lower clamp. Now, with everything, that would work if we could get the holes big enough to do this. So if we drill this out to 7/8, which is starting to get a little bit sketchy, but I'm honestly not that worried about it. If that would work, your toolbar, we'll call it, is going to be sitting in there. There's not that much stress on those bolts. I don't believe. I mean, it's taking it all there. The trouble is, even if I drilled this out bigger, we've got about 1/4 of an inch there. So by slopping it out with a 7/8, we would move a 1/16 of an inch and gain a 1/16 of an inch on the hole size. I think I'm going to have to look for clamps. I know a guy that's probably got some. Probably. I think I'm going to look who's got what online here first. Without making this really hokey, we're going to have to get the correct clamps. Would be fine. I mean, they fit on a toolbar. Everything's sized right. This is sized right. I had a feeling that some measurement somewhere was going to jump up and bite us. I'm going to guess that this is a 424 roller. I think they made a 424 roller. I'm not 100% sure. Or was there a 40 serial number break where the 4 rollers they changed, went to heavier clamp? If things got bad enough, I can fabricate that clamp if things got bad enough. There are definitely ways to do this, but unfortunately, I figured we'd have this side frame all bolted up today and hanging on here. But it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. So we're going to try a few more fitments here and make sure that everything else is okay. And we'll go from there. So, well, things have gone from bad to worse. We've been run over by the struggle bus so much, we might as well check the slack adjusters while we're under there. I got a guy who might have clamps, I know has idlers. We cannot get this nut to come off of this side. We want to rebuild this one with the axle out of the axles are good in the rollers that we took off of here. At least some of them. We'll find a good one. It's the same axle shaft for the idlers that they use on the rollers. So we're going to check our seals and get a new shaft in here. There's some slop in this. See what we can do, but I think I'm going to text the guy I know who has some idlers, and maybe we will get an idler assembly from him. He has ones that are far Flanges are far better on them than what these are. I mean, they practically look new. So this might end up costing a few bucks more than we wanted it to. I can cut that off and get that axle shaft out if we have to use this idler. But we got to go to town and get acetylene before we do that, because I just barely got those bushings cut out. So we will, I think, get a hold of our parts supplier, and we will get some acetylene for future projects. And then we can continue with this. In the meantime, we can tap out all these holes, since it'll have to go together like this, but we will source some more parts or come up with a new plan. I'll probably do a little editing on this video and splice it together, and maybe I'll take a trip to town this afternoon while it's uploading.